I'm Chef Gunjan Goela. I've been working in the industry and my endeavor has been to work on vegetarian food. I've researched on Delhi cuisine, especially the old Delhi cuisine, and well, this is just one of the thoughts when when you work and you realize, and coming here you realize you've done nothing because the kind of work these students are doing and whatever is happening in the industry, they're kind of synopsing it into one small page, whereas we've been working and researching and hands-on in the kitchen, and today you find yourself so small. But never mind, this is what I feel is technology, and this is what science is all about. It's a great thought and a very great feeling to see somebody researching so much, and it's a huge canvas, and I think Professor Bagler can really work on it. It's a brilliant idea, and I really like the way they have synthesized everything and the way people are coming forward and giving their inputs. End of the day, I do feel somewhere, that after all, this is science. It's a technology, man-made. There can be some error, which I think should be acceptable. But food is one area which I feel is very instinctive also. Like what they say, what we heard in the conference since morning was that they are going to put everything onto the computer or onto a page where somebody can go tap and look at the recipe. But at the time of cooking, it's sometimes the instinct that works very differently. You've got a box of your masalas and you've got your vegetables. You do plan your cooking, you do plan your menu. But at the time of cooking, sometimes, I can talk about myself that, while I'm cooking and I'm just cooking for myself or I'm cooking a small menu, I'm not working in the hotel kitchen, I do change. And that's very, very instinctive. And this is how research happens. And this is how new things emerge. And of course, I'm not saying this will not happen to the research these people are doing, but it can, human mind is always par excellence and it can always change, which is the ground reality. But in a larger perspective, yes, I agree with them. It's a need of the hour because everybody is working and they don't have the time. If something is available and, even if a machine can work, why not then? And why not make the best use of technology and science? But I would still suggest, do use your instincts at times. You will come out with a great recipe. Actually, computers are what? It is man-made. It is a man who makes the computer think. So if a man can make a computer to think what he wants and how, he's got the remote. He's controlling the computer. So he can make a computer think like a chef. Although it's something like a challenge for me, like a computer can think like me. I think it can, but to come to that exact point or to that exact sensibilities, it might take time. Maybe another 20 years when the development is done and there's more inputs. This is just the beginning or the onset of that great day when we'll say, a human has been replaced by a computer. There are robots there. But to the very fine sensibilities, and that is what the human touch is all about. I don't think a computer can come in that area, which will always remain a man's domain or a human's domain. And what a feeling, a thought about the food, the interaction with the food. There are some feelings that go into the food while you're cooking. That may not be present. It can be very exact. The word we use in a hotel is standardization, which means when a diner enters a hotel, he is expecting a certain quality of food, right? So that is this computerization might be a great help to that industry in that perspective. But that human touch where थोड़ी सी मिर्च ज़्यादा करने से the whole game changes. Excuse me, I got a bad throat today. So that part, I don't think a computer can, because that's a last moment decision. And I'll tell you another point. You might be very exact, but you see at times when you're making a thing like as simple as tea, so the water changes, the what you call, the chemicals are different each day, they cannot be same. So the tea required in that particular water can vary, the quantity of tea, the time of boiling would vary, and what also makes the tea is the milk, and the Indian tea I'm talking about. So that also varies. It, sometimes the milk delivered to you may not be 100% fat as you expect it to be. So that change is one place which I think a computer may not be able to handle. However exact you might be, you do need a human touch on that part.